जय भारत। वेलकम टू डेफ टॉक्स क्लिप्स बाय आदि अचिंत। जैसे ही आपने मेरे बड़े चैनल जो डेफ टॉक्स बाय आदि है उसको आपने जिस तरह से सपोर्ट करा, उसी तरह से ये हमारे क्लिप्स के चैनल को, जहां पर आपको छोटे छोटे अपडेट्स, छोटे छोटे शॉर्ट्स और छोटी छोटी कहानियां मिलेंगी, इसी को भी सपोर्ट जरूर कीजिएगा। लाइक का बटन जरूर दबाइए, सब्सक्राइब तो ऑब्वियसली करिए, बेल आइकॉन दबाना बिल्कुल मत भूलिएगा। एंड हाँ जी, प्लीज अपने दोस्तों के साथ, फैमिलीज के साथ ये वीडियोस जरूर शेयर करिएगा। एंजॉय करिए ये क्लिप को। जय हिंद। The main feature of today's discussion was the geopolitics of Indian elections. And it seems like the entire world is kind of, standing by, if I may say. So not so many people are talking about कि भाई US में क्या होने वाला है, but everybody seems to be talking about India में क्या हो रहा है.
So the
what's
thing
game
is,
here?
basically they're talking about India because this is not a good thing, by the way. They want to make India a focus for all the negative stories that are going to come out in the next 2-3 months.
Yeah.
They're basically going to try what they tried in Bangladesh, and failed miserably at in Bangladesh. You're going to see completely unrelated attacks on the government, Hinduism, Hindutva come out. We know this is going to happen. Okay. This despite the fact that all of them accept in private that the BJP is going to score a massive victory this time. I would have said about 330 this time without the Ram Mandir wave. But Ram Mandir के बाद बॉस अभी यूफोरिया अभी तक है. So, I think it's going to be a much bigger wave this time. 330 is the most conservative estimate. I think they're going to be around 350. Minimum 350 आ जाएगा इस बार. So, if you look at the calculus of it, they got about 62 seats in UP. 18 seat हार गए थे. This time it's going to sweep of everything. Udhar, Jharkhand, Bihar, Maharashtra, everywhere, I think it is going to be a sweep. After the bomb blast in Karnataka and this Pakistan Zindabad nonsense, udhar bhi ye hone wala hai. Now, why aren't we talking about America? Why is because that is where the real election stealing is going to be happening.
Yeah.
You see, and they want to divert attention from that with everything under the sun. So they don't want to focus on the fact that every Tom, Dick and Harry governor is trying to disqualify Trump. Mark my words, this time you're going to have a major constitutional crisis. The last time was, say, a law and order crisis. It wasn't really a constitutional crisis. This time you are going to have a constitutional crisis because this time they are going to be so blatant in their cheating because they're in power. A lot of it is going to get captured on camera. The integrity of their election systems is shit. I would say Pakistan elections are more transparent than American elections at the moment, given given it's mail-in ballot. Who knows किसने mail-in किया है? Any Tom, Dick and Harry could have mailed in.
वो 7.3 million है ना, वो mail करेंगे.
They'll mail in. So it's I don't think Trump is going to win this time. But I think that loss is going to let me put it this way. I think Trump will win this time. It's that the system won't allow him to win this time.
Okay. That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah. And because of the kind of institutional capture that the Democrats have done, and the fallout of it is going to be something very significant both constitutionally and I think in terms of the future of the US.
That's a strong statement, and I want to just stick there for a little bit since we've touched that topic, because all that kind of affects us as well, affects our future as well. Today I just was eating dinner, opened my phone, and I saw Victoria Nuland's resignation. I'm like, what?
She resigned?
Yeah.
Are you serious? How?
Yeah. I don't know. So Samantha Powers went, the person who used to fund USAID, and USAID used to give Helping Hands Foundation, who used to give Jamaat-e-Islami. She was ticked off. Now this woman is gone. What's happening? And Jamaat-e-Islami was both funding Pakistan and Hamas. This woman is Ukraine. What do you have to say right on the top?
इसने बहुत सारा पैसा कमाया होगा. Now she's looking for the kickback. See, government positions, you can't make much money. You come out, She has done all the shit stirring that she could do in government. Now she's going to go to an extremely high paid private job. Bhai, $60 billion of taxpayer money उसने घुमाया है यूक्रेन के लिए.
Yeah.
More now. It's going to be
Hmm.
something like 90 to $120 billion. Where is her kickback in all of this? She needs to get about $400-500 million at least. She and that lout of a husband of hers, who's just as much of a corrupt crook as her. So,
हाँ.
यार पैसा दिया है, अब किकबैक के लिए वापस उसको ये इसमें जाना पड़ेगा, और क्या करेगी?
I mean, that was a little shocking to me. Yeah. Suddenly, Victorian rule. I'm like, what the hell? This was like, okay, there are too many things happening in my head right now. Either it's
Understand
like the old.
how lucrative the package is, that she will give up the highest position she could ever hope to attain because the money is so lucrative. She now needs to buy a private jet, her private island in the Bahamas or wherever, her large sapphires and diamonds. Of course, nothing compared to Neeta Bhabhi, but still, whatever. And I don't know what Victoria Newland wears. I don't think anything looks good on her, but that's a different matter. And she has to enjoy all the ill-gotten gains. So that's what she's quitting for.
That's interesting. But when you look at the lefties in the US, like I spoke about this last night. I wonder if you'll agree with me or not. This lady, the Spanish lady, terrible, terrible thing, whatever's happened. And I mean, I would say capital punishments right there. I'm not a proponent of justice and bullshit. Hang them. Simple as that. These are capital crimes, and you just don't prove the damn thing. 2 weeks, hang them. They should be gone. But having said that, the way that the entire ecosystem has come down on this particular case, it stinks. It stinks or something, because one post getting 120 million views. Melody got 65 million views,
Yeah,
and that was a superb photograph that broke the internet.
it did. And she did it very well because she hashtagged it brilliantly. Both of them were
Huh.
looking mischievous. And I'm telling you, both of them were trying to troll us. They knew
Yeah,
exactly what they were doing, and they were trying to troll us. So they got what they
yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
Now, let's talk about the Spanish woman. Uh, I oppose the death penalty because everywhere I've gone, it is used as a placebo for a lack of proper policing, proper investigation, and proper criminal prosecution.
Hmm.
There's this belief that the death penalty deters. It does not. It is in fact the surety of getting caught that deters. Okay, the death penalty as deterrence is a valid concept in a primitive society where you don't know if you're going to get caught or not, which itself acts as a deterrent, and then get killed.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, but by itself, it means absolutely nothing. If it were, do you think these 7 kids would have gone and raped this lady? Or if those Nirbhaya folks had, think about it. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're raping, do you think हो मेरे को फांसी लग जाएगी इसीलिए मैं रेप नहीं करूंगा? That's not the way these things work. I mean, think about it logically. So, the death penalty, I've never been a fan. But let's talk about rape in general.
Sorry.
There are parts of India where you need to be careful. Okay. Friends of mine have been raped on Marina Beach. This was when we were in school, college. And when we were in college, we had our own car, so we could go. So from my house in Santhom to not Marina Beach, it was Besant Nagar, and not Besant Nagar. What was it? Thiruvanmiyur Beach.
Hmm.
All the cross streets, third cross street, fourth cross street, fifth cross street in Valmiki Nagar. Now, what used to happen out there was at least 3 of my friends had been raped out there. They'd just go out and the fishermen would come rape, and it was dark at night, so you couldn't even see what had happened. Right. So, this is a reality we've lived with in this country, possibly gotten inured to it. Then, when you grow up, you begin to see women take all kinds of precautions. So, for example, they'll never travel in villages and certain areas. So, Bihar, Eastern UP, Jharkhand are not places where women should be traveling alone without significant company and things like that, right? This is like in Delhi. So, for example, in Bombay, you will always be much safer on the road than, say, Delhi, especially around Gurgaon or Noida, which is your
Yeah.
high danger zone, right? South Delhi is still safer in most parts than, say, North or West Delhi in the
Yeah.
mohallas and things like that. Actually, you might actually be safer in a mohalla because it is so cramped that screaming can be heard immediately, right? But there have been instances of ladies being raped in these big parks in Delhi, which people don't talk about. Does
Yeah.
India have a problem? Yes, we do. Is it a chronically greater problem than, because rape is a universal human problem? Is it in percentage terms higher than most of the rest of the world? No, it is in fact significantly lower. Now, the
Hmm.
NCR estimates that 71% of rapes go unreported, which means 71% is what? Say 75% rakh lo. So 25 for 3x. So instead of the current rape rate of 1.81, assume we have a rape rate of 8. Okay. At 8, you are still safer than most Western European countries.
Oh, yes.
You are still safer than most North American countries. You are still safer than most South American countries. You are still safer than Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. You are still, even assuming the NCRB's worst estimate of 71% rapes going unreported and your rape rate actually being 4 times of 1.81. So basically, say round it up to 8.
Hmm.
Let's just assume we are a nation of rapists and round it up to 8. We are still safer than all these countries. Now,
Including Taiwan, by the way.
including Taiwan. Now, for a country that has such abysmal policing and a very accepting culture of harassing women on TV, like 99% of the way Salman, Amir, and Shahrukh Pataufai the girl is outright sexual harassment in 99.99% of all countries that maintain these records.
Ji. Hmm.
Bhojpuri movies, of course, take it to the next level. Okay, so videos like Hamra How Chahi and things like that, sab Google karo Hamra How Chahi. I want
Yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
to watch Chahi. So, or Lollipop Lagelu and things like that. In spite of that, we have a better rate than all of this. Is this tragic? Yes. But does that define a country? How do you come around from a country which has a rape rate which is 4 to 5 times that of India, assuming a full NCRB reporting, and say that this is an unsafe country?
The whole country. I mean, there's just no.
No nuance, no nothing.
Sida. Chep do.
So, and I've also been watching who has been tweeting about this.
Hmm?
It's all the fence sitters. And incidentally, most of these fellows that I found, I am ashamed, I am this, I am that. I did a keyword field search for tweets on Sandesh Kali, kuch nahi, zero.
Nobody's ashamed there, huh?
भाई जब एक स्टेट सपोर्ट के साथ एक बंदा बैठ के हर घर में घुस के बलात्कार कर रहा था, तब तुम अशेम्ड नहीं थे. पर एक गोरी का रेप हुआ and suddenly you're ashamed. What I
Overnight.
object to is selectivity. This woman
Mm-hmm.
is a victim. She deserved better.
Yep.
She is actually not resorted. She has much more. If she had lashed out against India, I would totally accept. She has not. There are men, and most of the people lashing out against India are white Anglo-Saxon men.
Mm-hmm. Funnily,
वहीं
I'm six
औरत
foot
भी नहीं
tall,
है.
tattooed man.
हाँ. And the best take was India rapes because they don't worship Jesus. And then if you go to the Q&A there, he says, oh, these countries are Catholic, so they rape more. But the highest rape rates are uniformly Protestant countries. United States of America, United Kingdom, Sweden,
Sweden, South Africa.
Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa is just off the charts insane.
वो तो, yeah.
In
Correct.
South Africa, unless it is a violent rape, it isn't even counted in the rape statistic.
Yep. Exactly.
So there has to be physical battery accompanying the rape for it to be counted as a rape. In spite of that, they have such a high rate. So, what has changed? 55 days in Sandesh Khali, you were not ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly you are ashamed. Muslims should not be ashamed for what their ancestors did. Brahmins should not be ashamed for what their ancestors did. But all of India should be ashamed for what 7 Jharkhandis boys did. Is it?
That's the whole thing.
कहाँ बदलता है?
हाँ.
ठीक है? Everybody acknowledges it. It is not like, Brahmins saying, oh, we never owned land. We didn't do oppression, only the others did the oppression. It isn't like Muslims saying, मैंने क्या था? वो and Aurangzeb was secular. उसने कुछ नहीं
वो
किया
दे
था.
तो से
वो
ओपनली हमने
रानी
तो काटे थे गले.
वो
हाँ,
रानी
ठीक है.
का रेप हुआ था, इसीलिए वो मंदिर टूटा गया था.
जी.
We are not even doing that kind of justification.
Yep. There's no need for it.
बहुत बुरा हुआ. This is very bad. It should not have happened. Please catch them and punish them as per law. Oh, India is unsafe.
I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. Now you see this narrative. You saw the farmers, although the farmers didn't kind of resonate around the world. It didn't happen.
इस बार फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट एकदम फट्टू हो गया है. Have you noticed
मैं
no
तो
presses covering them anymore?
मैं आई वाज पूरा एकदम रेडी कर रहा था. मैं तलवार सलवार, मैं बोला यार इस बारी मजा आएगा एटलीस्ट काटने कूटने में. अब आई एम सिटिंग लाइक दैट यार. आई मेड ओनली आई कुड ओनली डू 2 बिग रिसर्चेस इनटू द फार्मर वीडियो. बियॉन्ड दैट आई कुडंट डू एनीथिंग. सो
And
दैट वाज
and
वेरी
और चोमू ने बोला कि वो कैम्ब्रिज से वापस आके उधर जाएगा फार्म प्रोटेस्ट में. गया नहीं है. प्रोटेस्ट बंद हो गया. किसे बंद करवाया किसी को नहीं पता, बट बंद तो करवा दिया गया है मोस्टली. Because even the roadblocks in Delhi aren't there anymore. Traffic's moving pretty damn smoothly these days. Huh?
Yeah.
And the other thing that has happened is Chomu's been making an even bigger fool of himself. कल उसको आलू दिए गए to convert to सोना. I mean, it's stuck to him, boss. ये बीजेपी IT सेल वाले कितने हरामी हैं. This was a joke he brought up about Modi. He said, मोदी जी ऐसे बोलते हैं कि आप मेरे को आलू मैं सोना में बना दूंगा. आलू सोना. But now it's become his line. Everybody associates with him. और बीजेपी लोगों ने जाके उसको
That's the game.
Then he is so gaff prone. He is literally a walking, talking advertisement for teleprompters. Just serious advice to all teleprompter companies. Rahul Gandhi is your mascot. Nobody has mocked teleprompters more than Rahul Gandhi. Nobody needs a teleprompter more than Rahul Gandhi. He is a classic case study for the market for teleprompters.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. I expected a good fight, where India is actually put under some pressure. Here also, this Spanish thing. Actually, there's a Western lady who's staying in India. I forget her name, Martha or something like that. She's fighting. She's saying, "How is this tweet getting so many views?" And हम तो फिर भी we are very unabashful. नहीं यार, sorry, गलती हो गई. This is not good. This is we are in that mode. She's saying, हाँ जो भी है वो अलग है. You tell me how is this guy getting so many views?
So here's the thing. मेरी दोस्त है ना फ्रांचेस्का, द इटालियन
हम्म,
जर्नलिस्ट,
हम्म।
शी ऑल्सो ट्वीटेड कि बीसी मैं, and she swears fantastically because she considers herself a Banarsi. So she's lived in an ashram for 20 years in Banaras. Okay. She speaks Hindi fluently. She swears in Hindi fluently. She also speaks Bengali very well. And she's like, भाई मैं थर्ड क्लास कंपार्टमेंट में पूरा घूम चुकी हूँ. She used to be a very stunning model in her days. And you can still tell from the high cheekbones and everything. And she wears a sari better than most Indians do, by the way. She is saying मैं 30 साल इस देश में रही हूँ, 30 साल घूम चुकी हूँ, 20 साल तो वाराणसी में ही बिता दिया, और इतना घूम चुकी हूँ थर्ड क्लास में, इसमें उसमें. हाउ इज इट दैट these things never happened to me? It's
And
not
those
that
are
I'm at
bad days of Banaras. Those are bad days of Banaras. The
bad
Jungle
days,
Raj.
those are very bad days,
Yeah.
and still कुछ नहीं हुआ. ठीक है, because you take certain precautions. In America today you will not greyhound anymore. Okay, because you don't know what is waiting at a greyhound station for you, because greyhound stations were always where drug deals and shit were done. So if you take a greyhound, boss, things are going to happen. Indian students are being shot. There's already been, what, 5 deaths so far in America?
Seven.
7. And you remember, this is not the first time. About
Yep.
7-10 years back, there was another spree of
Mhm.
killing of Indian students in America, mostly from Andhra.
That's true.
Right? Are you saying America is, and did the whole of America apologize for it? No. So, these are all politically motivated movements. It is like that. वो क्या था, वो BLM riots जिसने शुरू किया था, जॉर्ज फ्लॉयड, क्या था उसका नाम?
George Floyd.
Who turned out to be a criminal, a child molester, whatever.
Who, by the way, died because of the drugs, not because of the cops. That's what the
Who
medical
died
report says.
drugs, not because of the cops.
जाने से पहले मैं 1 मिनट के लिए आपको रोक लूं, तो प्लीज ये चैनल को लाइक जरूर करिएगा, सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, और हाँ, हमारे जो मेन चैनल को जरूर जरूर अपनी फॉलोशिप दीजिए, ताकि हम आपको अच्छे अच्छे पॉडकास्ट, इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट्स एंड जियोपॉलिटिकल अपडेट से आपके सामने प्रेजेंट करते रहें इसी तरह से. थैंक यू सो मच. जय हिंद, जय भारत.